An indictment is a criminal accusation that a person has committed a crime. In jurisdictions that use the concept of felonies, the most serious criminal offense is a felony. Jurisdictions that do not use the felonies concept often use that of an indictable offense. An offense that requires an indictment. In England and Wales, an indictment is issued by the public prosecutor on behalf of the Crown, which is the nominal plaintiff in all public prosecutions under English law. This is why a public prosecution of a person whose surname is Smith would be referred to in writing as R.V. Smith, and when cited orally in court would be pronounced, the Crown against Smith. All proceedings on indictment must be brought before the Crown Court. By virtue of practice directions issued under Section 75 of the Senior Courts Act 1981. An indictment must be tried by a High Court judge, a circuit judge or a recorder. As to the form of an indictment, see the Indictments Act 1915 and the Indictment Rules 1971 made thereunder. The Indictment Rules 1971 were revoked by the Criminal Procedure Rules 2007 incorporated into the Criminal Procedure Rules 2010. The form and content and the service of an indictment are governed by Rule 14 of the CPR 2012. Additional guidance is contained in the Consolidated Criminal Practice Direction Part 4.34. As to the preferring of a bill of indictment and the signing of an indictment, see Section 2 of the Administration of Justice made thereunder, as amended and modified by the indictments. The indictments, the indictments, the indictments, the indictments and the indictments. See the Indictments Act 1945. In Scotland, all of these cases brought in the High Court of Justiciary are brought in the name of the Lord Advocate and will be tried on indictment. In a sheriff court where trials proceed using the solemn proceedings, they will also be tried on indictment and are brought in the name of the Lord Advocate. All solemn indictments are designed in the manner Her Majesty's Advocate V. Smith, or, more frequently, HMA V. Smith. The Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution states in part, "No person shall be held to answer for a capital, or otherwise infamous crime, unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces, or in the militia when in actual service in time of war or public danger." The requirement of an indictment has not been incorporated against the states. Therefore, even though the federal government uses grand juries and indictments, not all U.S. states do. In many jurisdictions that use grand juries, prosecutors often have a choice between seeking an indictment from a grand jury and filing a charging document directly with the court. Such a document is usually called an information, accusation, or complaint, to distinguish it from a grand jury indictment. To protect the suspect's due process rights in felony cases, there is usually a preliminary hearing, at which a judge determines whether there was probable cause to arrest the suspect who is in custody. If the judge finds such probable cause, he or she binds, or holds over, the suspect for trial. The substance of an indictment or other charging instrument is usually the same, regardless of the jurisdiction. It consists of a short and plain statement of where, when, and how the defendant allegedly committed the offense. Each offense usually is set out in a separate count. Indictments for complex crimes, particularly those involving conspiracy or numerous counts, may run to hundreds of pages. In other cases, however, an indictment for a crime as serious as murder may consist of a single sheet of paper. Indictable offenses are normally tried by jury, unless the accused waives the right to a jury trial. Even though the Sixth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution mandates the right to a jury trial in any criminal prosecution, the vast majority of criminal cases in the U.S. are resolved by the plea bargaining process. A direct indictment is one in which the case is sent directly to trial before a preliminary inquiry is completed or when the accused has been discharged by a preliminary inquiry. It is meant to be an extraordinary, rarely used power to ensure that those who should be brought to trial are in a timely manner or where an error of judgment is seen to have been made in the preliminary inquiry. In the aftermath of the 2016 Jordan decision, in which the Supreme Court of Canada imposed time limits on the Crown to bring criminal cases to Trial. The Crown has started to use the procedure more frequently.